must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.
Fellow Africans, since 1957, when Ghana gained independence, there has been quite a lot of political, social, economic indicators on the African continent that show that Africa has progressed from pre-independence Africa to post-independence Africa.
Ghana, your beloved country, is free forever. From now on, there is a new African in the world. That new African is ready to fight his own battle and show that after all, the black man is capable of managing his own affairs.
66 years down the road, Africa finds itself with the first country, Ghana, having gained independence. We find ourselves still locked up, controlled, manipulated, instructed, logistically supplied, equipped by foreign powers that dictate our agenda. Africa is endowed with plenty of minerals, resources, good weather. The climate is so favorable for the growth of food enough to sustain us. But we find ourselves in countries where hunger is killing people. Hunger is killing people because most of the people have taken to arms to fight wars, conflicts. Starvation has taken the place of development. In most African countries like Sudan, South Sudan, Central African Republic, Cameroon, Nigeria, in Biafra, and north of Nigeria there is Boko Haram, Somalia in the Horn of East Africa. We have taken to conflict instead of development. Development was the key indicator. When Kwame Nkrumah made the first speech that seek ye African political unity, economic development will come automatically, he was right. The events happening in Libya today vindicates Nkrumah, vindicates Nyerere, Sekou Toure, and Nasser, the founding fathers of our Pan-Africanism. The events happening in Central African Republic, in Congo today, as the war of rebels ranges on between the rebel and the rebels and the government and the rebels, vindicates the founding fathers of this revolution. Our independence, therefore, was only on paper. Our independence, therefore, was only in symbols. Our independence also was in signs. Our independence also was in boundaries. That we received our flags, but we never received full independence as by the word independence. Most of the 3/4 of African countries, French-speaking countries, have their budgets being done in Paris. Is that independence? The Paris government or the French government does its budgets based on how much they will get from African countries. Is that independence? Is this the Africa that you want? Is it the Africa that we must look at? Is it the Africa that we shall leave for the future generation? If the answer to you is yes, then so be it. But if the answer is no, you agree with me that this is not Africa we want to live for the future generation. Our generations and the future generation need to find a legacy. What is the legacy that Africa and African Union will leave for the future generation? The wars ranging in Libya, in South Sudan, in Khartoum, in Mogadishu, in DRC Congo, in Amazonia, in Cameroon, Boko Haram, Mali, in Mauritania, the uprisings in Algeria, all point to one thing, that yes, we are not yet independent. We are still controlled by external forces. Thank you.
I really thought I could not live away from the busy city, away from the lifestyle, the coffee shops, and the excitement of the city. Once I was at Pana Ranch Nevasha, I felt like all the constant pressure had instantly gone away, and the adventure was about to begin. The grass is always greener, the air sweeter, the views unimaginable, and the experiences unforgettable. It's like a dream driving down, seeing the beautiful lake and just feeling that breathtaking ambience. Feels like an amazing escape from all the pressure, a never-ending vacation. Pana Ranch Nevasha offers a perfect country living home, each on an acre, with elegant house designs, with a blend of fine wood and well-curved stone to fuse with nature. Pana Ranch captured my imagination in ways I never thought possible for a home. The birds high up in the trees and that spectacular skyline. I saw the freedom that was caged and the future that could start now. Pana Ranch Nevasha, a gated community powered by Premier Realty Limited. This land was made for you. Let's explore.
Peace must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.
Good evening, viewers. Welcome to Punchline Africa TV, broadcasting all the way from the Republic of Kenya in Nairobi, the capital city of Kenya, the capital city of Africa. the Great Lakes region of Africa and the East African region. Thank you very much for watching us. As you can see me, we are already in the Christmas season, and we have jumped there very fast to make our hearts go better, look organized, feel for God. The events that have happened in the last 2 months indicate time has come for us to do a redemption strategy. All of us to refocus on the energy of reconciliation, healing, forgiveness, and many other things, truth-telling, accountability in departments of government, in everything that you touch. And that's why today we are here together with my co-host, who is also geared for the Christmas. We are in the colors, different colors, well organized, ready to be wrapped and eaten, if possible. But thank you very much. I know Miriam is looking from the other eye, but she is happy. We are all here. Welcome to the show, Miriam.
Good evening.
Good evening, viewers. Mm-hmm. Thank you very much for coming. This show on Thursday at 8 p.m. Today we kept the time, and I would like to say people who have actually finally come to say, you try us and try to see whether you can focus us. We did more adverts with effect from January 2020. We shall need adverts. We have enough viewership. We have enough numbers. Don't waste your time. You notice that the digital platforms have taken over from the radios and television.
It's causing a problem in the conventional media.
Yes, conventional media seem to have perished. And here we are, we come back. Because the one thing that we do here in the Africa, in Punchline Africa TV, we tell the truth. We stick to the truth. Oh my. If the truth is not happy with us, we are happy with the truth. Isn't it? Am I saying it nicely? Yes. Today, there is one quote I want to leave for you people this evening. And I will do it this way. I've already written it on my... If you live with people with tragedy, associate with people with tragedy, discuss and listen to the people of tragedy. To belittle your king or your boss, you are to blame. Julius Caesar's wife said, and was telling Caesar, the beggar on the streets of the Roman Empire in Rome told Julius Caesar, ye look at the comets 7 months. For 7 weeks, these comets have not moved. There is always a problem. When a beggar dies, comets don't appear. But when a king dies, comets appear. Thank you. I've set the tone. This evening, thank you very much. I want to allow Miriam before I go, because when I go, I don't come back.
I think I'll just follow. Continue.
Thank you very much. I wanted you to test the microphones. And wherever you want, join us on Punchline Africa TV live. From you, yes.
In all our social media platforms, you can find us on Facebook. Of course, thank you so much for those who are joining us. People like Fred, Kananura, Ogebe, Omoto Chan, and the rest of you, thank you so much for joining. And also on our Twitter handle, and also as well as on YouTube, you can go to our channel there, Punchline Africa Television, and you'll get our content there streaming live right now.
On YouTube, enjoy it. If you miss it, you'll get it. Yes, we are struggling. The future is coming. 2022. Punchline Africa TV will be high. We move further with our satellite systems. We shall make the world know the truth about Africa. And thank you very much for following us. Write comments. Give us suggestions. Today, the topic on the punch is none other than Miriam
The topic is do visa ban to United States of America help in fighting corruption in Africa? And this comes in a wake of, just a day ago, the U.S., announced a travel ban on the former, Attorney General of Kenya here, Mr. Amos Wako, who was Attorney General for about 20 years, and now he's the Senator for Busia. And people wondered, we did not see that coming. And so Kenyans were wondering, of all these people who are, being mentioned in high corruption profiles, how is it that, the U.S. will pick on Senator, Amos Wako, and what is the intention? And really, it made headlines yesterday, and Kenyans are still asking why now and why Amos, Wako right now.
Thank you very much, Miriam. We come back to the theories of conspiracy or conspiracy theories. There is one thing that I've told my children, never to bring me a certificate in my house. None of my children should ever bring me a certificate. And I advise parents, their parents in Africa who collect school fees to buy education in the United States or in elsewhere, that their children are going to study international relations. If your child brings you a certificate of international relations, tear it. Tear it. The punch. There is nothing like international relations. It's one, international relations has 3 components: international convenience, international interests, and international conflict. That's it. There is nothing it causes. There is no international relations. If they are interested in your oil, they will get you. You are their friend. If they are interested in dismembering you, they will overthrow you. And the other one is, Miriam, there were 3 categories. If they are interested in conflict, interest,
They'll create it.
They will create it. Elsewhere in Africa, you can see what is happening with America. America seems to have itself fallen to the lowest pit of insanity. Lowest pit. With the presidency of Trump, America has fallen to the lowest pit of insanity. That respect for Americans worldwide has dropped tremendously. And I believe the people in Britain today should not choose Boris, because we might drop worse. Both Johnson and Trump have the same problem, syndromes. Syndrome. If you have studied beyond Trump, you know what a syndrome, which is natural. Because Trump has never studied. He's just started being a plumber and rose to the rank. The most dangerous thing are those people who have never gone to school. Or they saw the windows, the schools, the doors. They didn't enter the classroom. Trump has brought America to insanity.
It is. And
look at what is happening. His impeachment. If you listen to the impeachment of Trump.
Yesterday, the U.S. ambassador to the EU.
Finished him. Yes, and you don't come here in Africa and you tell us you are representing the United States of America.
So they've lost their
So we should keep quiet and not discuss your president. Your president is rubbish. He has caused problems. In the U.S., calling you rubbish is not a crime. It's not. I mean, in Africa, a dictator will kill you. But I'm now telling you frankly, Mr. Trump has brought America to a level where people have no respect. You are trying to steal data in order to win an election. Then every day, when Africa has a problem, you put them on embargo, on sanctions, that you cheated elections. Now, what is America teaching the world? What is America teaching the world? To try to steal an election. Then you come here to pretend an observer, a referee for our elections. That's a punch. I hope the ambassador is watching. It's just a punch. You try to do corruption in Ukraine. Then you come here to blacklist people for corruption. That's a punch.
The same corruption.
Yes. Buying evidence and telling your friend to go and investigate on your opponent is corruption. Corruption does not mean payment of money only. You can use government resources to pay for corruption. And that's what Trump did. What a shame. Then you come here, you tell us Africans, you are banning us, banning this. Yes, we have our problems. Yes, our problems are deep. Yes, there is corruption in Africa. Yes, there are laws in Africa to govern corruption. I want to ask, does a visa ban help stop Mr. Wako from stealing?
He will still steal, and it's very interesting.
I want the people out there to reason. Kenyans, wake up. Zimbabweans, wake up. You are the people on the targeted list. Does a visa ban of one individual help that individual from stealing or stop him? It actually helps him to steal more. Because in his country where he remain, corruption will be corruption. But our money will be in the American bank. Can America right now return Wako's money? Sell the house, send us the money. Send the money to the government of Republic of Kenya. Send it to the treasury. A punch. Why do you just ban a man? Then you don't tell us whether he has the money. Where is the money? You remain with our money in your collapsing banks. And we still ask for it, you don't give us. A country like Switzerland has grown because of
transparency.
Not transparency, because of theft.
Also, the money that is stolen.
Yes.
A lot of our leaders cash their money there.
Yes.
But they sold ones for the Equatorial Guinea.
No, wait.
Yes.
Before now we became aware, Switzerland grew out of our money. Most African heads of state stole money. I have a friend who died in a helicopter crash. His son is up to today. He died in 1982. His son is up today, 1983, sorry. His son is up today, have never collected that money. Do you know why? He banked all the money in Switzerland. They couldn't get the PIN numbers. We lost all the money. The sons are begging for 1 shilling in Uganda. So where does that money go? From 1983, how much money has been made? How much money has been, interest has been made on this gentleman? I will not name the family, but I've just said friends. Those who are conversant with Uganda politics, they will know who died with a helicopter in 1983. A great friend of mine, a great soldier, a great warrior, a great commander of mine in Chikosi Malum 208 KJ. We lost a great son. But his money, his wife arrived in Geneva to try to get the money. They say, do you know the PIN number? The PIN number. Ndio, una bank uliweka huko gold, lakini huko na PIN number. Kuna Petier. Petier. And a choli man would say Petier or Lango. I don't know what they say in Kisumu. Petier. There was nothing. So, do visa bans to US help in fighting corruption in Africa? The answer is no. Mm-hmm. You only fix one man, and that's it, and the family. But they will remain with their property until you coordinate the activities of corruption with a central government on African continent. That I have singled out evidence. This is what Mr. Wako brought to the United States. Now I want you to prosecute with FBI. This is what we want you. Lay this evidence in the Supreme Court of Kenya or in the High Court of Kenya. Kenyans will then benefit from such bans.
But also what is very interesting about this story on Amos Wako, and also from yesterday's newspaper, The Star says 10 big names join Wako on US travel ban. What is very interesting about this ban is that the Americans collected information from the EACC, that is the Anti-Corruption Commission here in Kenya, the body that has the mandated with fighting corruption here, and also from documents presented to court by DPP's office. So they did not do their own investigations. As
Exactly.
I thought they
Yes, exactly. There was no investigations done. There was no investigations done. If the investigations were done, Americans got the evidence from here.
Yes.
Why can't they use that same evidence, bring it to the court in Nairobi to charge Mr. Wako with the particular event? Instead of you waking up, you want to go to America, you are told, sorry, you cannot go.
But they banned him 9 years ago. What has changed?
Nothing. He goes to America, he goes to UN. Can somebody tell me the difference between UN? I know the difference.
So
Intellectually, I know what the difference between UN and America. But can a local person in UK, in US, know the difference? You are drinking the same American water. You are eating food from the same American soil. You have been allowed to go to UN. Then someone comes out and said, I've given you a ban. What ban is it? Mugabe died when he was still going to UN. Did you ban him? He can hold a press conference in America, insult any president he used to tell them off. They will do nothing. So what have you achieved with the ban? Time has come for people to wake up and look at whether this ban can be useful to any economy in Africa. A visa ban or sanctions in Africa only hurt the local people. Because the leaders they have chosen, the leaders that they choose, are the people who go and gather with international community to bring us services. But if you now block leaders from traveling, you are killing the same economy, the same local people. It would be better if they picked evidence and brought it to the DCI and DPP and asked DPP, we have evidence now, forensic, and I repeat the word, forensic evidence, which can tie Mr. Wako to committee.
But also there's also this side of this ban that now his wife together with his son has been banned. So Mr. Wako yesterday, of course, issued a statement in regards to that ban that he was given by the United States. And he said that, the U.S. is crucifying his family for graft since he is alleged to have committed a loan during his stint at the state law office. And of course, he was very emotional while he was saying this. He's saying that was in bad taste, and he does not understand why Donald Trump's administration decided to extend the ban to his wife and his son, saying that his son is now very independent, he's a grown person, so he's wondering why. He's even a lawyer.
I think there is one thing I will correct, and that's why you see leaders in Kenya fail. One of the things that leaders in Kenya fail, and I want to criticize openly, I have no regrets. Wako, don't talk about this thing again, because the doctor cannot inject himself. Wako knows very well the United Nations Act that once they ban you, your extended family is also banned. It is in the law. It's in the law in the United States. So don't even bring more unacouthness. It's very straightforward. We in Africa can look at it like, why are you banning my wife? But the United States law, which I've studied inside, which Wako should know very well, is once they ban you, they ban your wife, they come your sibling, they follow you, and anybody associated with you, they will bring you down. When they froze Mugabe's accounts in the United Kingdom, they wanted someone to take the documents. And I want to be very proud to be associated that I stood up, because ambassadors were not welcome. Emerson and other people, we looked at Mugabe's account. In the United Kingdom, I found Mugabe's account had only £10,000 after 20 years in power. Even when I carried that document from Gatwick Airport, by then Air Zimbabwe was still going down from Gatwick to Harare. I said, excuse me, this man must be holy like the Pope. £10,000. That was the amount of money, and it came in the format of salary. You could see, by then there was no this stupid thing called Facebook and the internet. It was only fax. You know, they banned him in 2002. The internet had not arrived. We had only got, internet was there,
in 2009,
but not Facebook. So you could not transfer this or that. They needed somebody physically to carry everything, including checkbooks, whatever was remaining, they take it. It's a frozen account. Okay, but it did not help the people of Zimbabwe. If you ban Mugabe, Mugabe could get suits from his ambassador who goes, he sends the size. Wako can now send somebody in the States to bring him the medicine.
Maybe he was sending the son, and that's why the son has been...
Yes, if there could be other sons. You see, there could be manufactured sons, including Matsanga. It could be manufactured to bring what Wako wants. If it is medicine from a hospital, he will bring it.
So the ban beats...
It's useless. That's what I'm trying to say. It doesn't help the local citizen of Africa. Okay, let's go to a country which has more money in the United States than anywhere, Nigeria. I don't know where production team bring that list, which named over 10, was it 12 Nigerians, very powerful Nigerians, including a name called Maina. You remember? And by the way, people who don't know what Maina is is also a clan in Nigeria. So people thought it was Maina in Kenya.
Not Maina Kiai.
No, not Maina Kiai under so many things. Nigeria, about 12 people have more money that can feed the entire Africa and remain for a year, including Madame Buhari. Mrs. Buhari has $2.5 million. Now, I want to ask America, why haven't you put a ban on such money and airlifted it direct? I'm coming into this ban issue. Fury, I'm showing you how it causes a conflict. If you have seen Mrs. Buhari's money on account, Madame Buhari has more money, has no money in United States Bank. The United States agencies find the money. What do? The money continues to make interest for the banks.
Circulates in
the money creates jobs for Americans. Have you seen? Because if you removed that money from the account, the bank will have to retrench people. Miriam.
From the economy.
Yes.
It will suffer.
So who benefits? I want Africans who are talking here, talk to us. Tell us who benefits now. Wako's house. Wako, if he has a house in the United States, or if he has a farm, if you block Wako from going to farm in the farm, and you leave the cows on the farm, being tended to, looked after, producing milk on the farm in the United States, is it the African Matsanga or Miriam who is gaining, or United States people who are working on work? That is my logic. If you have some better logic, tell me. So these sanctions don't benefit Kenya. These sanctions don't benefit Uganda. If you ban Mr. Kayihura for human rights, supposedly, allegedly, you have banned my OB, Kayihura, from traveling to United States, a great friend of mine. He might have his problems, but for me, he was my friend. You know, you ban him from traveling to United States. Tell me how Uganda is going to gain. How will Uganda gain? If Kayihura has bought $2 million, an apartment in the United States of America, that apartment is frozen. Where does the frozen property go? It is given to homeless. You know, there are some Americans who sleep in cardboard. But when they come here, they tell us because wow, you Kenyans. You know, you go to a nightclub in Kenya. Not a nightclub, a restaurant. You want to eat food. The waiter runs to the American. Hello, yes, sir. Can I sit here? My. Where did you people get this? Where did you get this impression?
It's a terrible habit.
Yes,
I've witnessed it.
They leave you here. You have come with your wife, well-dressed husband. You are sitting, you want food. The waiter will run to serve. Hello. That's why I like Tanzania. You are all equally served. If you go to Tanzania and tell the waitress and do hello, you will stay for 1 hour without service. Why? There is a social structure in Tanzania that does not allow you to whistle at a waitress.
It's bad manners.
You just put up your hand until. That's why Tanzania ina mavurugano. Nchi ya jirani tuko na mavurugano kwa siasa. Unaona siasa inavurugana hapa, inaleta mavurugano. Because we don't have manners. We look at our own black people as bad people. That's why we are killing people. That's why we are slaughtering our wives and the children. You see that? My father wanted to take me to Bishop Tucker College to be a priest. Daddy, I think I'm about to become one. I'm going that route. You look at what is happening now, Miriam. Every time you wake up, someone hurt someone. Someone did this. A woman, a police officer, a man is killed in Siaya. What is this? Because we have bad manners from the top super country that cheats us without seeing. This visa ban of can Mr. Workers' goods, pajamas, shirts, and everything. If they were in a house that side, bring them to Africa. In Mitumba, we sell them so that Kenyans can benefit from workers' things that you have confiscated, which you claim Mr. Wako ate them or corruptly got them. Why do you ban a man and you still remain with our money? Hey, you know why I'm talking this proudly? Britain does not ban you and stay with them, your money. You remember the men who cheated the things? The chicken gate scandal.
Chicken gate, yes.
They were put in, their houses were frozen, assets were frozen, the money was brought to Kenyan government. That's what is an organized system is. Thank you very much, Britain, for doing so and for standing for values. The British government brought back the money to the Kenyan government and say you can do whatever you want to do. Only that Rotich cheated us. I don't know where he is also, a thief, another one. That's another thief who let down Uhuru Kenyatta. You know? He let down Uhuru Kenyatta. President Uhuru Kenyatta trusted him so much. and he gongered us. Aligonga. Napatanga mwingine kwa night club somewhere. The PS is always lingering around the night club. I don't know what he looks for. An old man of that nature, leave. Why don't you sit at home? You have even gongered us money. You know, mtu anaweza kuwa kusirika. Yes, there are Kenyans who are not eating. There are Kenyans who are not eating food today. There are people who have slept hungry. And the people have just gone around, and then they come back and say, my tribe is being persecuted. Where are the towels? Can we share the towels that were bought for Eroro and Cameroon? Bring the towel. I lack a towel now. This Christmas, we lack a towel for the beach. Yes. Thank you very much. Take it over. Let me have a cooling period, Miriam. And before I come to the theory of conspiracy, I've shown you. Before I go, bring... In Zimbabwe, they went to Zimbabwe.
And we have Zimbabwe as part
yes.
of it. Yes.
They went and singled out the European Union. After fight we fought for against them, we won. I want to thank Margaret Beckett, Baroness Catherine, everybody. All those guys, my guys of Labour Party. Thank you very much, mamas, for helping me. We did a fight. Now, America turned around and said, no, we want demonstrations in Harare before we remove sanctions. Emerson. Mzee, Emerson. Remember the man who picked a phone and said, you are in danger, is this same man. Get rid of these pharaohs of George Soros. They are there. They are there in Zimbabwe. They have made the United States Embassy the headquarters. How can an embassy in a country become a political party headquarters? Statements are written. Statements are issued from this embassy. They have besieged the Mnangagwa administration. It can't work. It can't breathe. It can't stomach. It can't eat. It can't do everything. Oh, you know the worst thing in life is to have, in Kenya you are lucky you have a white man as an ambassador. But the worst thing in Africa or in these foreign countries is to be arrested by a black policeman or a Jamaican policeman in London. He will not leave you. Are you asking me to explain, my dear?
I'm listening.
He will not leave you. Because he has to work harder for the master to
prove himself.
A white policeman will look at the graffiti of that, if it's not murder, if not guns, if not drugs, a small traffic light offense. He will say next time, David, drive carefully. But I am telling you, this is from my experience, a Jamaican policeman in London or a Ghanaian. You know, some Ghanaians are very dangerous. They will not leave you. They will hold you to the police. They will want they will want to know when did you come? Oh, mama. A white man will look at you, policeman, and say, please, don't pass this light again. You have insurance? Yes. You have a driving license? Yes. Next time, if you have not drunk, he will leave you. But the worst part of history in these countries is to be arrested by your fellow black man.
I think it's just the double standards and the systematic, double standards that exist there that are not, that are quite there, but, are not very, very loud. So the black person there finds himself, for you to be even promoted, then you have to show that you're doing something. So that's why they have to prove themselves.
Now I bring it to Zimbabwe. The ambassador in Zimbabwe, black man, is more deadly than the ambassador in Nairobi. The black guy, American in Zimbabwe, who is the ambassador, is black, like us. But he is molesting Zimbabwe, like Johnny Carson's. Johnny Carson is when he was in Zimbabwe. We almost fought. We fought hand to hand to get out of rallies. An ambassador is addressing a rally, speaking like a political pundit. That is the worst type. In Zimbabwe, people are suffering. The black American ambassador is gathering more momentum for regime change.
All right. So, in case you're joining us, today's topic, I'm sure you can see it there, is do visa bans help to USA help in fighting corruption in Africa? We've seen the United States responding to, especially some of the regimes that they're not very happy with, or some of the people that they're not very happy with, in regards to human rights abuse claims or bad governance or corruption. They're banned with visa from going to the United States. And the latest from here in Kenya, and of course, we look at, we've talked about Uganda, and possibly we look at that because there's another ban on Bigirimana. I don't know if you know him, the Secretary to the Judiciary, and the go-to man for President Museveni also faces a ban. Also, he cannot travel to the US.
The God?
It's called Bigirimana. Yes, so we will look at that. And also in Nigeria, I think we talked about it, and also in Malawi also there's a travel ban for a couple of officials, leaders.
You see, when you talk about Uganda, the truth about Uganda is that there are over 2,000 people that have been listed, but the list is kept at the embassy.
And that is what I
you know what? So when you go with your visa, the entire NRM, I'm telling you in the name of God, I hope Museveni is listening.
You're blacklisted.
Yeah, let me tell you. You know the problem with these guys in Kampala, they don't listen. They are paranoid. They think the way they have treated people badly, others will treat them badly. Me, no. I will never allow my country to have a visa. I will never allow a sanction to come on my country. Having gone to school and being a man who teaches this Bazungu, even how to write good English, I will not do so. Because I hate sanctions on my people. So the people in Kampala should know. The entire NRM secretariat, if you say you are a senior official in the NRM secretariat, try to get a visa today. Go there, take your passport for the case. If you think Matanga is talking a lie, they have swept the entire NRM from Kasule, all these men. So first, that's the President Museveni might not know. You know it, you better. Because they started with our Minister of Foreign Affairs. That one, the case is well known.
Kutesa.
Yes, because someone is in jail serving a sentence. A short boy there from, I don't know, I call him Chinese or something.
Patrick
Kuku something.
Patrick Ho Chi Ping.
I don't like those. You see, those are the names that cause problems.
Yes.
You know, when someone comes with a complicated name, don't do a deal with him, please. I'm just telling you, my sister.
It's not a complicated name.
No, it's complicated.
It is a tribal name. That is how they call it in China.
It's Kuku.
No, his name is Patrick Ho Chi Ping.
Patrick, you know,
Let's just call him Patrick.
my
then.
English teacher is here. Patrick Ko Chi Ping.
Yeah, let's just call him Patrick.
Patrick, the guy is in jail.
He's serving term already. He was convicted in December 2018. It's almost a year now, but Kutesa still walks very free. So is that why the US...
He can't go near the toilet.
Only in the US, but the rest of...
No, the toilet of United States, when he sees it, he has to drive very fast. You know? So they began that way. They started slowly on Uganda. You can see the problem. You see, when they started that way, you know, if someone comes to put sanctions on your Inspector General of Police, it is like he has actually put sanctions on you. He was looking for the president.
So he's looking at soft targets.
Yes.
That he knows will
the only problem, they fear President Museveni because this program is a punk. You don't hide. They fear President Museveni because he's very tough. He will tell them to go to hell. I'm removing my 15,000 troops from Somalia. Kwisha.
So that is the caveat.
Yes, Kwisha. If we remove the 15,000 troops from there, it's gone. So whoever is targeting there must be careful. You know, Rwanda was going to be targeted by France and US. Kagame just told them, I'm removing troops from Central Africa, from everywhere. No more cooperation. They cooled down. Today they are still begging to talk to. This is international relations. Luckily enough, I'm a student of international relations. Even if you brought the subject for me to write when I'm about to go to the grave 60 feet, and that God gives me a pen and a life, I'll write the right thing. But look, President Museveni cannot be put on sanctions. That's the guy.
Patrick, yes.
Patrick, that's the guy who is serving sentence in the United States of America. And he did what we call a pre-bargain. Pre-bargain is another way America is using to finish Africa. They get a man who is going to die and is going to the grave. Then they ask you, between going to the grave and coming up on the surface, which area do you want? You say, no, let me remain up, but tell you what is under. That's what is simply in African culture, what is called a pre-bargain. You tell them something, they will lessen the sentence. The case of Patrick Queen Kung Pink is that. It is there. It is not a lie. Nobody is doing propaganda on anybody. We didn't. Some of us did not touch that million. What did they do? I have never seen a million. My 342 was eaten.
And that was 500.
Yes, that was 10 years ago.
Kotesa received $500,000 US.
More. Mine was eaten 10 years ago when I was in Kampala on 8th of December 2008. I was promised my allowances, not for anything, not begging for free or a bribe. Mine, Rugunda and a group, they ate it. So I have also put a caveat on Rugunda that we are friends, but I will not talk to you until you give me that money. Because the president told Rugunda to pay that money in the presence of 5 presidents who are still alive. One is a guerrilla fighter, a rebel.
Which one?
Khartoum.
Machar.
And you will never hear anything anymore in that region. Because I'm patriotic. I'm not a reactionary. I lost $342,000. Where else would I go? That the people are saying, what? I can't write. I've written 22 letters. But because I belong to a tribe that is not recognized. So there you are, eat it.
And we have one of our viewers here watching from Khartoum, that is Sudan's capital, Mr. Tony Cliff. Tony, thank you so much for joining us tonight. John Clark, I see you there. And Fred Kanaura, I see the conversations you're having. And Chuks Obiako, we love you too. And the rest of you keep writing. Okay, Chuku, Kenechuku, thank you so much. Keep writing and talking to us. Lena Mwareri is saying, yes, you're telling the truth. Kenya also should exercise bans too. Why we allow this? Why do we allow these Americans to impose bans yet they move freely over here? And that is the logic that a lot of Africans do not understand.
Exactly. My reasoning, I think, Miriam, you have been very attentively listening. I am not. Those who commit corruption must be fixed. But when you get them, also bring back our money, which you have accused them. Quickly, don't leave the assets. I have given an analogy of animals. If Wako had a farm in the United States of America, do Americans kill the cows, slaughter them, burn them, And that farm, whom does it belong to? If it is frozen, the state sells it and takes the money where? Does it bring the money to construct a clinic in Turkana? Because if Wako stole the money, it was Kenya's money. Can we have it now? This is what the ambassador watching right now. Because I don't hate America, and I don't hate an American. I have no problem with them. But I have, when you have taught us also to talk, when you have told us to talk, you go to school in America, you are told to have tools of analysis. You better use the same tools of analysis to out-reason these ambassadors who are hand-picked from their small villages in America. Some of them don't live in a place like a Surrey like I do. Wanakuja hapa wanatisha watu. You know, you tell them the truth. Look at this. If the money is frozen, call DCI, call DPP, call the recovery unit of United Kingdom, of United Republic of Kenya, or the Republic of call anybody, the Minister of Treasury, and say, Wako had $2 million on account. Can somebody on K2 flight number 403 arriving in Jeff Kennedy Airport, come and pick this money, return it to the Treasury? We even cameras at international conferences, Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. Camera, the money has been brought, guarded by our security police, special units, taking it to the Treasury. That will be practical.
That will be practical. And maybe Kenyans will relate.
Fellow Africans, please, whoever you are watching me, whoever will watch this scene, if I'm wrong, then don't call me Dr. Matsanga. Call me a mortician.
A mortician.
Yes.
Mokobe Moses Kauka, you're saying you're listening attentively. Jamal Ogatu, you're saying you're watching us and listening from the United States. Ropoluchuku Joseph, you're saying go on, sir. All right, thank you so much. So part of the statement that was written by the U.S. Secretary of State Michael Pompeo issuing this ban on Amos Wako, part of it read like this: economic prosperity for all Kenyans is only possible by defeating the scourge of corruption, which also requires a functional, fair, and transparent criminal justice system. The United States will continue to stand with all Kenyans as they strive to curb and punish corruption in Kenya. All right. Up to that point, okay, fine. But because there are also some bad
from
things.
The point, no, it is not fine. You will stand. If your own President Trump is trying to steal corruptly information, cyber information from Ukraine in exchange of $400 million arms to fight Russia, who are you to lecture to Africans how corruption could be done? Can I come to the point? Can I come to the point now? Stop there.
Doctor,
before
you come to the point.
Let me hammer it.
Before you come to the point.
Yes.
This is where I don't understand.
Yes.
Because all these times when there's another travel ban that was issued in 2015 and targeting a lot of Jubilee leaders, and it was never made public, the names. I'm wondering why Amos Wako's name had to be made public. What was the intention?
That's why I'm coming now.
All right, now go ahead.
I'm coming. Mm-hmm. You see, events have been happening in Kenya. And this is where the handlers of President Uhuru Kenyatta and others should take a pen and listen. Because I'm not going to waste time to talk. I might not be able to. I just talk it here. Events have been happening in Kenya. Mr. Wako is one of our most brightest lawyers that Kenya has. That's a point. You can't say no. Wako is on a commission, a committee that was set. Among the committee, there is Paul Omwangi, there is Wako, there is Dr. Kimani, there is Mzee Haji, and others.
The BBI.
The BBI. And there is Oro. The most organized lawyer who can convince you to draft equation of the referendum is who?
Amos Wako.
Aha! George Soros' Department of CIA. Sema ukweli, ukufe na ukweli. Has been coordinating activities, demonstrations in Mombasa. They want to make the SGR very bad because it was built by Chinese. Mr. George Soros is buying tear gas masks for demonstrators in Hong Kong. Can you tell me how demonstrators in Hong Kong are helping the American economy? They are. That's why George Soros, his tower is next to Trump. But Trump cannot order the arrest of George Soros. George Soros opposed Trump and paid even people adverts against Trump.
He supported the Democrats.
But he cannot be arrested. Why? Why? Because he's a branch of CIA. The bad CIA that comes out to destroy. If you have studied international intelligence systems, there are always 2 or 3. They have 3 categories or 4. I don't want to say it here. But you can know that one is the one that comes the Trump way. The Boniface Mwangi way. Boniface Mwangi is a small quid. But the main pillars of demonstrations is David Ndii. Yes, since Raila shook hand with Uhuru Kenyatta, David Ndii has shown his true colors as a surrogate, an offspring of a department of Open Society Foundation. Punch. Studio, you want more? Should I bring it on? He doesn't write anything good about Raila. So anything that can dismember the BBI report, which is due to come out, when it comes out. That's why yesterday I was saying, and I've written it in black and white, that Your Excellency release this thing to the people. If they refuse it, fine. You would have done your job. The worst thing in political science is negative timing. If I'm wrong, Katonda wange ondaba. I'm telling you, if you am wrong, God is watching me. But bad timing and negative timing will create chaos. That's why Americans rushed very fast to cut the head that was going to formulate the question. Can't you see the fury? I told you 3 categories of how they kill you in international relations. Permanent interest, create a conflict, and destroy you. They have killed the BBI straight through naming Wako as a corrupt man. People fear to talk. Me, I say the truth. The ambassador, have you been watching the language of ambassador on this thing? Kodak was in full support of the BBI. The one who came here now, his language, you can, it is a Felipe. Felipe, he tries to talk Swahili. Felipe. I'm telling you, his language is to destroy BBI. Have you seen the section of people celebrating on social media? This program is The Punch. Do you know the section of Jubilee celebrating for Wako's victory, ban? And they are saying, thank you very much for America for destroying BBI. They are the same people. But I want to say it here openly. Ye, my brothers, there is more coming on your side. So, look, that you stopped there and asked the question. That's where the things are. Why Wako? And why this time?
Why now?
Why now?
Because even in Ugandan case, they've not made the names public.
Yes.
In Kenya,
in Uganda, they have not made. In Uganda, if you want to check, go to the embassy.
Apply for a visa.
They will. Yes. In fact, as soon as you reach your house, they call you to pick your passport. They have blacklisted the entire NRM secretariat. In Zimbabwe, they went and picked the Minister of Security.
That's the latest.
Yes, that's the latest. You see, I am not talking about. Now, in Nigeria, Mr. Buhari is slaughtering people. In Biafra. The wife has banked more money than the money that could build an airport in Biafra in Onitsha. Nobody has put a ban on the wife of Buhari. In Cameroon, Paul Biya is doing what? Slaughtering Amazonians. Nobody has put a ban on Paul Biya because he would die in Yaoundé instead of dying in Paris hospital.
Where they normally all die, unfortunately, and very unfortunately.
African leaders steal from Africa, then they go and die in Paris. In good health. Where is Mobutu? Where is Bokassa? Where is Mobutu buried? Where is Bokassa? Tell me. They are there. They have stolen. Someone protected them and they took all the money. But that money has never come back. Has France returned Mobutu's money to Congo? Has Central Africa received the money of Emperor Jean Bokassa, the butcher, the carnivore of Central Africa, who used to eat people's tongues? Where is Idi Amin's money? Have we Ugandans received it? We lost money. It is in all these banks. So it is very interesting that you go to Zimbabwe, you isolate a man, you put a ban on him for political expedience. While the man in America, you are telling people that we want MDC to demonstrate on the streets of Harare before we can lift sanctions on Zimbabwe. Allow MDC to break windows, destroy all the property, like what they did in Libya. Allow General Haftar Khalifa to kill more Libyans using aircraft. Where is this aircraft stationed? Who is coordinating the surveillance air route? America and France. And General Haftar Khalifa is going across to kill people in Tripoli. This is a terrorist. A terrorist that Gaddafi told you. The worst thing of it, Miriam, is this. The chairman of African Union
It's part of the chaos.
is part of the game that is destroying
Africa, actually. Not just Libya or these other countries.
Thank you very much. You have added a bigger audience, Africa. That man, El Assisi, plus another guy called from Chad. Don't speak about that guy in Chad. You know the blood, when you speak about Muhammad Faki, my blood changes. Because he allowed the French to come and even spy on African heads of state. It's a spy ring that was created in AU. A network. Africa created an intelligence network. They sent ambassadors there. They sent representatives in New York, in Addis Ababa. Kumbe, the French were using this network to spy on us. Why is there a war between Huawei and America? It has come to AU. Assisi cannot say, I'm the chairman of African Union. We recognize a government in Tripoli. We shall deal with the government in Tripoli. We are not going to deal with a general called Khalifa Haftar. He should be arrested by any African country that sees him.
Instead, he's supporting him.
Yes.
A lot of the armories.
The planes that are bombing Tripoli come from Egypt, supported by France and the United Arab Emirates. Why should we hide? There are so many examples that bad things are coming towards Africa.
And just the other day, the United Nations Security Council, I think, held a very urgent meeting, and they said it's time that the war in Libya came to an end. And I'm wondering if the members, the permanent members at the United Nations Security Councils, are the ones that are involved in fueling this catastrophe that has turned out to be in Libya. So what is going to happen? I don't understand how they're going to find a solution.
Haven't you seen how the same United Nations Security Council, permanent members of the United Security Council, France. UN, today they tell Kenya, we love you so much. You have done a great job in Somalia. Now watch what is happening. They go to Djibouti and they tell you, you are our baby. Our baby. You have allowed us to have naval bases, military bases. 7 countries have military bases around
Djibouti,
the deep sea of Djibouti. Now you tell me if there is voting.
That's a quid pro quo on another version of it.
Tell me, there are people here. Yesterday I listened to the minister.
You scratch my back and I scratch yours. That's corruption.
Did you watch the Minister of Foreign Affairs last night?
Our minister,
yes.
Monica, what did she say?
She couldn't tell you yes or no. We shall win. But these guys have scratched. I'm always honest. They have scratched Djibouti. Djibouti to marshal 95 countries.
90 what?
5 out of 100. We are in trouble. We should not sit here. We should not sit here. The Matsangas and other people must go out. Kenyan patriots support Kenya because Kenya's UN bid is stability.
In the region.
In the region. Full stop. Hate me, love me, it's up to you.
That's a fact.
If you give Djibouti, you have brought chaos in this region. I'm always honest. And there's some people who don't want to hear me. I am not an ambassador. I'm an activist. My degree, I got it through sweeping the trains in London and toilets in London. I did not get it through George Soros' scholarship. Don't touch me. You know, that's the truth. I'm an activist and I'm telling the truth that let's go out and help Kenya, whether you are from Uganda, whether you are Uganda's ambassador, whether you are Tanzanian ambassador, stability of this region, which matters a lot for all of us.
Very important.
Is Kenya to be on the committee, on the United Nations Security Council to stabilize. Otherwise, there is a proxy war here.
Being manufactured.
Yes. Have you seen the proxy war being manufactured around this region? You need Kenya to be.
Smell.
You smell it. You need Kenya. Djibouti will be on the side of Burundi to hit Kagame. So if you are Rwanda's ambassador, wherever you are, help Kenya, let me do it. Because these younger people are not doing it. Let me do it. You don't need to carry me to UN, I will use this platform to convince. There are certain countries that listen to me though. Yes. I told you the other day there is a country that has already written a draft resolution. You never asked me further. You kept quiet.
For South Sudan.
Hey.
The 100 days are ticking now.
They are ticking.
Tired of
so there are countries that listen to my talking, this shouting. They go also tell their friends, we win. Kenya must be given this slot. If Kenya does not receive this slot, we have a war, a proxy war. Djibouti will support Burundi to attack Kagame. Because what they have been looking for is how they can tackle Mr. Kagame.
Is a backup.
Yes, Kagame is an envy in the region. Hello. You can't spit saliva on the streets of Rwanda. You'll be arrested.
Social contract.
Go ahead, test the microphone, Miriam. I am now off. I'm quiet. Let me sip my tea.
Is it tea or coffee?
As I bring more punches.
As you bring more punches.
Yes.
After all have been said and done, and the cases that I've been looking at, and the standing of America in the world, with all that is happening and the chaos from America and what we see now, it's such a shame, a country that, the superpower that had the moral compass for the rest of us. Has America lost its privilege as the moral compass to the rest of the world?
It has.
With what is happening there.
It has. It has. Why I think America has lost the moral leadership is when they refuse to proscribe Al-Shabaab. And then they went to the United Nations Security Council, wrote 163 pages condemning Somalia, condemning Al-Shabaab, but they stopped short. They stopped short of proscribing why Kenya is seeking the proscription of Al-Shabaab. To be proscribed, not prescribed. Please, English people there, some people say prescribed. No, it's proscribed. To proscribe is to blacklist Al-Shabaab as a terrorist group organization. Umeona hiyo? So if you look at those double standards, what can the American ambassador tell us? In Afghanistan, they are discussing with the Taliban, who are slaughtering Afghanistans every day. Quietly.
Just yesterday, I saw the Taliban released two of a U.S. citizen and some.
Yeah. It did.
Taliban is outsmarting this.
I have told my friends here, those who think that I am useless.
And the U.S. also released some Taliban leaders.
Yes, I am useless. They will wake up in the morning. They will find that America is talking to Al-Shabaab in a capital city somewhere.
Qatar.
No, one of those, I don't want to mention.
Well, they're hosting the Taliban leadership there.
No, the Taliban in Qatar, but the Al-Shabaab. For them to have refused to proscribe Al-Shabaab, there is something that is happening. Any international intelligence officer, anybody who has knowledge of intelligence should be worried about it.
But Doctor, even you just mentioned the double standards. We saw Sudan is still trying to get itself out of the blacklist as the countries and states that's supporting terrorism across the world. But we see a country like Qatar is hosting Taliban, and these other countries also, they're hosting these leaders of these very extremist groups across the world. What is the double standards when it comes to how they handle Africa?
Now you have come to my page. Look at Sudan, Khartoum is being blacklisted for having had Osama bin Laden.
He's dead already.
He's dead.
Yes.
He's gone. Nobody has forgiven Sudan.
A regime change
Even
happened.
When Bashir is
somewhere languishing in jail.
In jail?
Yes.
Nobody has forgiven Khartoum.
It's still not enough.
But across Qatar, you know what? When you talk about Qatar, what ungine, people here, hey, My God. My God. People here don't listen. Look at Qatar. What is Qatar? When you see Qatar, you have seen France. Qatar doesn't have even one drilling machine. So when Qatar comes to buy your gas reserves in Lamu, it is not Qatar that has bought. Who sanctions this agreement? It is oil, Total Oil. You will see the problem here. You've seen now here we Kenyans are quiet about the Indian Ocean. Those blocks. Because I managed to dislodge this funnel judge here. That man there. That one. Who call himself a presiding judge. Why should Kenya as a state, a better state in this continent, in this part of Africa, file their forms in front of a smaller judge who is calling Fadmajo every day? You as a Solicitor General, you as Attorney General, don't you see that mistake? You represent President Uhuru Kenyatta. Can't you see that mistake? And they come back and say, I'm not filing my documents here. Bado tunapambana na court hiyo. I've not given up on that court. And now I have even latest from the court. Before he leaves, there is some money that disappeared. There is some money that was, the judges went on strike. I have just received a very good dose here. Now I'm going back.
This time they went on a
whoa. David, I am going back. I want this the Somali presiding judge. He should not eat his retirement benefit. Like Ocampo. You can belittle me, you Kenyans, but I'm telling you, on international scene, never cross my tongue. I am going to bring that judge to a jail. Hear me. I know the country which have already filed the money he corruptly obtained the money, created the judges to go on strike. I've got evidence. Today it arrived. You know, when you're a good Samaritan, in difficulties of this nature, you receive even things some people don't receive. Hallelujah! Christmas. Thank you.
Yeah, the snowman.
You are in the snow.
No, the
even you.
No, the snowman on your shirt. On your shirt.
Thank you very much, Miriam. Tomorrow, I think we want to leave our viewers that with a comment. But before I leave a comment, I want to leave Miriam to finish. Because, Mama, the problem with me is I teach, I lecture.
It's okay, just I'll listen.
I want to invite you to start arranging your visa to come to the Chatham House. Next, I've been called for a very interesting topic, so that you can smile in the audience. It's a very interesting topic. So it's easy. It's just a day next year in February.
Are you going to give a speech?
We shall be it's yes, yes,
House.
Yes, life membership. Yes, when now you reach that age, you pass the age of being employed. You know, if you go now in the bureau in the UK to put in employment, nobody can give you. Because they are younger boys of 23, 24. You become an expert. You give wisdom. That's why Britain is stable. Because there is metamorphosis. Is it correct English? To
metamorphosis.
Metamorphosis, sorry. Metamorphosis is another one.
It's different. But
yes, the stages. Now you have reached a stage of an expert. Unaitwa tuambie pale ulitembelea, ulipata nini, ulikuwa na nini, unaonaji. Kiswahili yangu siku hizi
chamsesani kule Tanzania.
So Miriam, I will give you the date. It's going to be publicized by Chatham House, and we are enjoying a very good topic. Has American foreign policy failed in Africa? And I guess which side I will be.
Of course it has failed.
Yeah, you are answering. I will give case study. Case study. Look.
Country by country.
So Kenyans must stand up. Kenyans in the diaspora, wherever you are, if you are an East African, if you are an African Union has said it is only Kenya that should contest. Support Kenya. Support Kenya to have that seat. Let's remove our differences and actively work on Kenya securing that seat if we are to get rid of
Djibouti.
No, if war, to get rid of war here. If Djibouti wins, you know, people don't know. They are saying they are doing this. They are lying.
The impact.
Hey, they are lying. They are lying. If I had not woken up on this Somalia thing, did you know that there was something wrong? Did you know? Mm-hmm. Because you are in a class, you are being told.
I read.
But ordinary Kenyans didn't know.
Yes,
these people had kept this thing in their house, in their handbags. They move with it. Yet the thing was getting wrong. The judge is there. He's directing how the case should go. Thank you very much. You can conclude.
Have you I mean, I don't want to water down that.
I just
finish and then I'll say bye.
Okay. No, you have to finish nicely.
All right, thank you so much.
Let me,
yes.
Before you finish,
yes,
my department of production, this is my take. This is my punch. This is my punch. Travel bans have been used against Africa for a long time. During the apartheid regime, travel bans were used against the apartheid regime, not to travel, not to enter certain countries in Europe or America. But how much and how far did they go to make those regimes change? Very little impact took place. Travel bans, sports boycotts, sanctions only hurt the players who play, who earn a living from such activities, and hurt the common people, the citizens of those countries. A ban like the ban that America is putting on people in Kenya and Uganda should realize that the fruits, should bring out the fruits, that once you ban the person, return his property immediately to the government, prosecute him, tell us why you have banned him. Why you have banned him from entering your country, and bring evidence so that that country in Africa can use that evidence, since it was collected properly without malice, to prosecute this particular person. Blanket condemnation in the dark alleys of State Department and the CIA agencies and FBI agencies, the bringing evidence that does not help the person you have banned, the family, the extended family, the people of Kenya themselves, who might be receiving wisdom from that person, is not only treacherous, but is suicide. The case of Wako in Kenya is a political motivation by certain powers hidden wherever they are to dilute the spirit of BBI coming out, the report which will be tabled. Because Wako, he might have done it, he might have not done it, remains one of the pillars of that particular committee that was set up by President Uhuru Kenyatta. So, does the ban help in fight against corruption? The answer to me is no. Because Wako, if he was corrupt, will remain corrupt. And the Kenyans will not benefit from the ban. Welcome to my punch.
All right, very well said. Thank you so much. I think after that, there's nothing else to add. So mine is just to thank our viewers for your very valued company. And the rest of you, the boys in Dini are saying African leaders are corrupt to the core, greedy, all of them, and they all. And then Ogebe, you're saying African leaders should also apply visas ban on corrupted American officials not to come to Africa. And Andrew Achar, do you want me to read that?
Yes.
He's saying, is this guy related to Atwoli in any way? I think when you say yes, somehow it sounds similar, so maybe he's confused.
Hey,
when you say yes,
if you want more,
Atwoli says yes.
if you want more information, I will not answer that question.
Okay.
If you want more information about what I write, what I read, my website has 9 million followers. 9 million. So far, 9 million. Go there, and this is the book. This is Pan-African Forum UK Limited. The website is www.panafricanforumltd.com. Everything, how AU was captured, who is George Soros, you will find it there. I've left a legacy. And here we are. That is the book. That's the website. That is everything. What I say, if you feel I have done nothing to contribute towards students passing their exams in the world, go there and find out. Don't hesitate to leave a note of goodwill.
Especially this time. Christmas.
Especially, you know, she's the one who.
Oh no!
She's now telling me to speak. Especially this time, the note of goodwill.
Goodwill. Season's greetings. All right, we thank you so much. Tomorrow, I don't know what time the show will be, but I might not be there. I have to go finish my last paper, so I'll probably see the viewers on Sunday for the African Showdown.
Yeah, African Showdown. Miriam will be off to do her last paper, and I wish her the good luck that I've always wished her. I missed you so much. I miss your warmth while you are here. You make the whole place look very lovely, and we look forward to the best 2020 when we shall be flying high. Best colors of an African entity.
We shall fly high, starting with Chatham.
Yes, you know what? No, we have won a name. We are the only online television station that talks more about Africa, that frankly delivers the message about Africa, that talks the truth to Paul Biya and Buhari and Riek, and the other one is called who?
Especially Riek.
Salva Kiir. We tell them, and Farmijo and Hassan Harrier. If Farmijo gets rid of Hassan Harrier in Somalia, East Africa will be stable. East Africa will be stable. Because a litany, a trail of this is a dangerous man. This is why we have this problem. Why we are missing Somali ladies in town is Mr. Hassan Harrier. So let's take it.
That they're in plenty. I don't know where.
No.
But also that also now adds to the point why it's very necessary, not just important, for Kenya to get the United Nations
Exactly.
security.
And I encourage every Kenyan,
it's
wherever you
necessary.
are in the world, diaspora, East African, Tanzanian, Kenyan, Ugandan, Rwandese, please tell your country where you are, whether in Europe, support Kenya. I'm doing it for free. I'm not doing it like a Jeff Koinange who is given tickets to interview. Mine is here, and the voice is more important here in Europe. I've got them like 20 countries in Europe.
Good. Jamal,
Yes.
Jamal Ogato, thank you so much.
I'm telling you. This is, you can't fly there and do what? What will you do there? It's not. Look, this just help Kenya. This help Kenya to win. Without Kenya winning that seat, if you give the seat to Djibouti, you know people fear to say that because they are diplomats. I am boss. I look at me. Look at me. I am an activist, international activist. This, if they say Matanga is on your case in the international waters, run and hide in the ocean near you, because I will get you. If that judge, Somali judge, says no, I will play the tape. Remember what you did in Brussels. You say no. Again, it's good you are going. Bye-bye. In fact, the day you listen to my lecture while you are in The Hague, then the following month you bye-bye. Carry your goods and go out of that court. Don't pretend that you are going to stay there to judge Kenya. We won a battle, Miriam. Give me a credit. Even if I don't have a Christmas present.
You look like a present.
A present already. Thank you very much, viewers. Thank you very much. I hand over to Miriam to wind up the program. The Punch returns next Thursday. Hot. Next Thursday. Hot. Live from one of the African countries where our correspondents will go there in advance and relay the message right on sanctions. Sanctions against Africa? No. Sanctions, you ban our people, return our money. The same following day. Because Wako has cows on a farm, imagine in Virginia.
Or Texas.
Or Texas. Or Washington, D.C. has an apartment which he has hired. The people are paying rent and the tax is going into America. Give us our money. You have banned him never to sleep in that. Get his pajamas, vest, to suit, tie them and hand them to recovery unit.
DHL will be happy to deliver them. So we thank you so much for engaging with us and for the time that you've taken to be with us today. Thank you so much. So as I said, tomorrow I'll not be here, but Dr. Matanga will be here. So I'll see you on Sunday for another edition of African Showdown. For me right now, I think I'll just say my goodbyes.
And they made the same to me. This station, therefore, is for Africa, with Africa by Africa Child.
Peace must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.